for me, I realized very quickly, very early.
I have to present myself as like this, whatever person. I just really want to free somebody up.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
No. There is no shortage of the types
of content that you can do.
There's an opportunity for you to really sink your teeth into content.
Try all the different stuff while hardly anybody is watching.
There are several types of content, and there's some caveats you want to put around that. What's the best type of content for entrepreneurs? What's the best type of content for a realtor? What's the best type of content for those who are starting out? And that's where we want to be right today. Today, we want to speak to those who are jumping in. You've been listening, you've been watching, you've been following along, you've been taking notes, and we thank you. And now you're saying to yourself, what's the best? What are the options, maybe?
Exactly.
Because I need to now select some types of content for me to do. And that's what we want to talk about in today's episode. For me, I realized very quickly, very early, live content was kind of my sweet spot. Yeah. But I've since kind of evolved and done several other types of contents that's out there as well. You do want to allow it to play to your strengths. But there are some questions you want to ask. There are some scenarios where one content might actually serve you better than another. And so we want to give you some of that framework, some of those details in today's episode. This is the How It All Works podcast. I'm your host, Kirk Nugent.
And I'm Taina Nixon,
my co-host. And I'm telling you, man, if you have not been checking out some of the episodes of the podcast, stay with us for this one, but definitely go back and check out some of those previous episodes. There is a ton of value there to be had. And we've got some really killer guests coming up in the next couple of weeks as well. So, but yeah, different types of content. I'm going to say this right here at the outset. I know this is not a live video, but go ahead and comment below the video and let us know if you're already creating content, what kind of content are you creating?
Yeah, I'd like to know.
And if you aren't creating content, let us know that, and let us know which type you're considering based on what we share with you today.
Right.
So Taina, what kind of content have you traditionally created? Now, you said this a million times.
Yeah, right. You guys should know. Before I answer, if you've been watching, what kind of content do I create?
It starts with an L,
right?
And it ends with
and don't
style.
Go look at my Instagram either. Answer right now.
Answer right now. Don't cheat.
Did you say it?
I said it starts with an L and it ends with lifestyle.
I predominantly create lifestyle content.
Yeah.
Some of it is like a lot of B-roll footage, clipped together. Edits, sort of, you would say, and then others, I've done some talking head stuff.
Yeah.
I've done some talking head stuff, but a lot of it is just B-roll footage.
Give us a little, because, so lifestyle, some people are thinking, is that vlog?
Right. Okay.
And so, you know what I mean?
That's good.
Like,
let's get into that.
Yeah, let's dive a little bit there. Yeah.
You can do vlog, right? Where you're just showing what your life is like.
Boom, right.
Or a certain place that you went, thing that you did, restaurants, trips, even just weekends. I used to do weekend vlogs every weekend for like a year and a half, probably, maybe 2 years.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So so you've got your vlogs.
Yeah.
You could also I used to just do photography, like just photos of what was happening in my life.
Perfect.
And then what are some of the other ones?
I think that's freeing somebody up right now. Because they're saying to themselves, whoa, just photography.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
That's a
thing. I know that everyone is like super video forward these days and everything is video. But I still follow people who largely still post their photos.
Their images,
and the people who follow them are the people who have always loved their photos and still like them to this day.
And they're doing well.
And so I think there's still a space for that. If you just want to do, static photos on the feed of what your life is like.
Yep.
And then really the thing about lifestyle is, especially if you want to monetize it, is being able to share things that eventually you can sell, right? Or that a brand can sell through your content.
Through your content, yes.
So that those vlogs, even I'm showing me cleaning my house.
Yep.
You saw my new vacuum.
Yep.
In my stories, I'm talking about said vacuum. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So there's space for those kinds of things. Once I got into coaching as well, though, is when I started doing some talking head videos.
Right.
Because I realized,
thought leadership.
Correct. I wanted to establish myself as a thought leader in that space.
Bing, bing, bing. Are you seeing the connections as she's talking about this? You're starting to see the connections between types of content and end goal.
Right.
End goal is still going to help to really determine which one of these types of content you want to choose.
Yep.
And I'm just going to put this plug in right now that if you are struggling to figure out what type of content you want specific help, you're going to want to book her. You're going to want to book me. Like, I'm just going to say that right off the top.
That's a good point.
That's because specific is specific.
Yes.
We're going to do general because you're not literally sitting in this room.
Exactly.
But I love that how you frame that. It's like, because you don't. So when you do you have to create a whole new channel because you're doing lifestyle and now you do a talking
head? You know
what?
I did that.
Really?
I did that. I created a whole other page named after my company, my coaching company.
Yeah.
And I abandoned that joint. I didn't really abandon it. It's still there. But what I realized was that a lot of the times I was collaborating between my own two things. And I was like, what's the point of this? Like, no, I am who I am. I can be both. I can be both an influencer and a coach.
You can.
I can be a thought leader and a mom. I am all of those things.
This is one of the reasons when I got into content, a lot of people were doing things like How It All Works was the name of their handle. Okay. And people were shifting. Like when I got into content, I saw a lot of these people that I had followed for years. They were shifting towards their name.
Yes.
And I didn't bother picking How It All Works. I just stayed with Kirk Nugent.
Exactly.
Because it encompasses everything. Like I am the coach. Yes. I am the media pastor. I am the tech guy. I love to tinker. Yep. I'm gonna do motivational types of things. I'm gonna you're gonna find it on my handle.
Yeah. So I'm with you. Yeah. You don't have to create. You do not. Wait, you're freeing up somebody else again. Yeah. You don't have to create a whole new channel unless based on the like metrics of your page, you're like, this page is dead. Or, whatever the case is, right? Yeah. Which we can talk about another time is like when to know when to like sort of launch a new thing or pivot in a different way. But no, don't feel like, okay, now I have to present myself as like this, whatever person. Myron, I think, is a great example of that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Myron is a great example of that.
Myron Edmonds. Yeah.
I've watched him for years from when his content was just, matter of fact, we were friends. Like I used to babysit his kids and whatever, go to his church. Some of his content was just travel content. I used to travel with their family. He would just post us, hanging out, whatever, and that was just like a behind the scenes of Myron the preacher. Wow. And then when he was shifting into the thought leader space for men's development and whatever, he just integrated it right into that
on the
content. Same handle. Yep. So you could literally scroll. I think it's Myron Live or whatever his thing is, and see years worth of
content.
His kids growing up, and
it's all there.
It's all there. And so I just really want to free somebody up. Yeah. You don't have to do that.
No. And so far we've talked about lifestyle, and lifestyle has a couple of different types of content. But I love vlog. I do love vlog, but I also love just experiential, like what's happening, what's top of mind right now.
Oh, exactly.
I think those posts do well. I want to say this to the person who is brand new. The more important thing is that you're getting the reps in to create content. Yes. As opposed to trying to figure out what type or is there a specific thing that I need to be talking about? Right. I think that comes with time. Right now, you're getting the reps in. You're building a muscle.
When we say get the reps in case you're not someone who like works out or exercises, so when you're exercising, you're doing like a certain set, so let's say you're doing 10 push-ups, right?
You're getting the reps in.
Those are the reps. Yeah. The 10 is the
10
reps.
pieces of content.
10 pieces of content. Okay.
Yeah. That is so critical. Is just going through the process, the cycle of creating content.
You're literally building the muscle to create content.
Absolutely. So we're just giving you guys some guardrails in order to know, like, okay, these are the types of content that are out there. And one may speak to you more than another.
Yeah, and one might lend itself better to what your goal is.
Now that's good.
Right. So, really like I said, vlogging for lifestyle or whatever, because you want to bring people into your world to see what it is like on the inside of your world. What your family's doing, what are you doing? You give them a window in versus thought leaders, speakers, whatever. You don't necessarily, you can still do a vlog and whatever, but like in order to establish yourself as an expert and lend some credibility, you need to be talking about something in that field, whatever it is that you want to be a thought leader in, and really show people that like I know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
And this is why it'd be worth it to bring me out to speak. Why it'd be worth it to hire me as your coach or whatever.
Workshop facilitator, whatever. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Those are you. you start with that end goal in mind. And so whatever that thing is, we've gone through some of these series where we talked about your why, but what there may be, why shift? And there may be something immediate. Like I'm in this next season, we talked about this just over the weekend. I'm really hoping to do some more local speaking.
Yes.
And so there is a lot of things that I'm doing from a content perspective that really helps to put me out there as a speaker. I want people to see me in that light.
Exactly.
And so that's going to be vlog style, lifestyle kind of content, but it's still going to be thought leader-esque, right? Because I want to be able to showcase that I can, share a particular thought or particular thing with power and efficacy. So there's you think through those things. It's like, how do I want people to see me, view me? How do I want that to come across? Those are things that you want to really be thinking about as you are deciding which one of these areas of content you want to focus in. My another area that I really love to work in is how-to/talking head.
Okay.
And talking head, for those that don't know, we want to make sure we give people all the definitions. It's basically a waist up shot, and you're looking at the camera and you're delivering whatever it might be. You may use B-roll, you may use call outs, you may use on-screen graphics and different things at different points. But for those who do talking head /how-to, what I do is I'll share screen and actually show you directly how to do the thing that I'm showing you how to do. And so there's a lot of that kind of content that you find on my YouTube channel currently. That's the majority. That's the primary type of content that I do. But originally I was doing live content. Okay. Live streaming, where it's almost similar to what we do now, but this is a video podcast style. And this is why I love this, because it very much still has a live feel to it.
Yeah.
I love live. I love live. And you just got to feel them out, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing.
I was about to say, try out some different stuff, You
may end up loving live.
Correct.
And I'll say this as well. Live is going to be largely dependent on who you're live with.
Correct.
Or if you're live by yourself, and how you make that work. But I'm telling you, I've been on some podcasts and live shows where I was like, man, that was a strain.
Really?
That was oh my word, it was like pulling teeth.
Oh no.
I'm no one to throw shade on some folks, but when people are on a podcast and they're like, it's almost like they're raising their hand to speak.
Like put people in the audience?
No, they're actually on camera. Oh, and they don't feel like they can just jump in
and say what they need to say.
I wanted to. Well, I'll go after her. No,
it's supposed to be a conversation. It's just a back and forth. And if you don't have the ability to do that, then podcasting probably isn't what you want to be doing.
There's even for the two of us, there's no like, okay, Taina, so
right. No,
it's like just jump in.
Say what you need to say.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say that.
Well, okay, so then when we talk about that, then I think it's important to distinguish and to know your strengths.
You do. You must know your strengths.
Some of us are conversationalists. I can talk to myself for hours at a time.
Me too.
I fear.
Me too.
I've done it for I can talk to myself at myself for a long time. It's just me and a camera in a room, and I can talk.
I'm going.
So I realized that I can do live when I want to. So I've done live. I did lives as a lifestyle creator because I just wanted to reach out to my audience more. I wanted to bring them in more and establish more like community. And so I just noticed something had kept coming up in my content about cooking and how it wasn't my thing, right?
Okay.
And so one day I was like, y'all, my husband is traveling. It's just me and the kid. Now I would not do that today because I was actually kind of unsafe to tell people that I was home alone on live in real time. That was crazy. But I was like, yeah, my husband is traveling. It's just me and the kid. I'm gonna have to cook, right?
Let's go.
And so my whole audience who knows that I don't cook, they're like, oh no, like we can DoorDash you something. Like, don't do this. I was like, all right, challenge accepted. Like, we're gonna cook together. So we just went live. Me and them at my stove in my kitchen. And we're talking about it. They're like, you forgot garlic. Like, you got to put garlic. And then people are like, nah, don't put garlic in that. Da-da-da-da. So it was great. We were having a time.
This is another reason why I love live. What you're describing right now is that engagement.
That's fantastic community building.
Oh, my word. The FOMO that it builds. Yes. It's like, I really have to go and do something else right now.
Yeah.
But she's like only a third of the way done with this dish. Okay,
no,
let me switch to my phone.
We would be on live and someone would say to me, they're like, oh man, I'm so mad I have to get off. Are you going to save the rest of the live? I'm like, yeah, I will post it for you for the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take it down because everybody don't need to see this. No. We was in here talking about all kind of crazy stuff. This does not need to live on my page. But
I love this.
But that was fun. That was community building, you know, and that really made me feel like these people know me, and to some degree I do know them as well. We had such great conversation.
This is absolute gold. I want to say one thing here because I will forget it later. Keep trying things out.
Yes.
Know your strengths and weaknesses. I agree. And if you're not the conversationalist, here's my challenge to you is to go on a podcast with a conversationalist.
Okay.
Because what I've also noticed is that even for those who I see bomb, I have had them as a guest and they flourish.
Okay.
I am a talker.
That's good.
And I set this tone of just jump in.
Yes.
Like no.
Yeah,
Stop
so
the raise hand thing.
collaboration is also really important.
Like I had you on.
Yeah.
Years ago, like as a remote guest, like we were on screen together, and we had we talked about the whole courage thing. That was phenomenal.
Yes, I forgot about that.
You forgot about that, yeah. You were a guest on my live show, and that was
all about that, Kirk.
It was one of my best episodes.
That was such a good time. I can't believe I forgot that, and I still wear the shirt. Ask me why I go live.
Boom.
Yeah.
I was giving every guest on my show got that T-shirt.
Yes, so, and it was a high quality shirt. That's why I still wear it. It was very comfortable.
But I remember because honestly, even in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, she has that back and forth.
Yeah,
where she would just jump in. Real talk. Was it 4 or 5 C's of courage? I think. Listen, I still remember. Right? I still remember that joint. I'm going to put a link to that episode in the description for this.
Good.
But it's that guest. You don't have to. That's my point with this part. You don't actually have to do it alone.
Yeah.
But you can also. What I'm saying is, you can guest. You can guest on people's content just to kind of get your feet wet and say, okay, I'm starting out, feeling my way around here. Let me guest on a couple of podcasts, see what I like, see what I don't like. Let me collab with people, right?
Yes.
When you go to conferences and stuff, everybody's looking to do some kind of content.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, I got like 4 or 5 videos at this last conference I went to, and some of these guys were high, they've got a lot of followers. And it's just like me and them with the cell phone out, and we're just kind of talking to camera.
Wow.
That also helps you to feel out what types of content do I like
for you. Yeah,
what works for me, what doesn't. Do I like to do the clips and then do a voiceover? Do I like to do the static image?
And you know what, too,
music,
creating
whatever.
Those different types of content will also open up opportunities for you.
Absolutely.
So when companies, brands, institutions see you doing those things, then they're like, oh, you know what? We're going to be doing X, Y, and Z. We can have her facilitate.
Boom.
You know what I mean? So
this is gold.
Because I'm actually just piecing together some of the opportunities that I got. Like just now in this moment, I'm like, there were okay, so I used to do lives. Actually, we would pre-record them, but then like premiere them. My cousin and I. Yeah. I have a first cousin. We're born 2 days apart, and so we're always like we're built-in besties. Like we actually ended up marrying into the same family. We married 2 first cousins.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So she married Paul's cousin, and then Paul and I met.
I saw the picture of the two of you on your birthday, but I didn't realize that you guys were. Yeah.
So we're super close, right? And so after we had both had children, we got together to talk about just motherhood and all the things we didn't know. Cool. We wished that we had known, whatever. And she's not at all the kind of person to just go on video by herself.
Right.
She's not. And that's been our whole lives. Like I'm the extrovert, like dragging her along to stuff. But she's also coming because she knows it's going to be a good time. She knows we always have a time. Listen. But it's very much me leading the conversation, leading the initiative.
And in her case, she's probably thinking to herself, actually, I do like that.
I do like it.
But it depends on who I'm with.
Correct.
And that's the critical piece.
What it is.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is. So we did these lives about motherhood or these videos about motherhood, and they got such great feedback.
Excellent.
And I'm just piecing together, maybe a year or so later, a parenting company reached out to me and asked me to create talking head videos and lead live conversations for them around specific aspects of parenting and education. And I'm thinking they must have seen those videos. Yeah. I bet they saw those videos. See, you know what I mean? So try some different stuff. And prior to doing that with her, I had never done anything like that. Yeah. I had because I remember I started out just being a blogger.
Yeah.
Just a lifestyle blogger. So I was used to just doing the written word, and then posting my picture and going. That's right.
This is another kind of content.
That's still content.
That's still content. Yeah.
That's still a different type of, if you feel like, hey, my thing is, if you're a writer, write.
Right.
Don't feel like because everything is TikTok and Instagram video, there is still space for writing.
There is. And I'll tell you what, so there's having a blog is a really great thing as well, but also medium.com is another really great platform. Substack is another one. And these are platforms that have, the written component that's built into it. So definitely be thinking about that as well. Those are types of content.
Correct.
And you want to be able to leverage those. And again, it's just thinking through what it is that you want people to do.
Yeah.
Or what types of opportunities you want to open, what doors you want to open. You want to create content that is around those kinds of things. That's so good, man.
Yeah.
We've talked about vlogging. We've talked about video. Well, we didn't talk about this style.
No, we have not. That's right.
Of content. Yeah. That's why I was looking at the phone. I was like, oh, video podcast. We haven't talked about that. Yeah. Obviously. Video podcasting is one that I like. It's very, very much, it's right there in line with live. It's right there in line with live. I mean, honestly, we could be live right now if I wanted to. Yeah. But I'm glad that we do this in a produced fashion because it allows us to be consistent.
Correct.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. You have to know what the goal is.
You have to know what the goal is. Yeah. And so being able to do a live every week with our schedules.
Correct. I was going to say, if you don't have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's it.
That's great.
I've just found like anytime you include more than two people, more than one person, and you want to do it live, it's very difficult.
Tough.
Yeah.
Two of my favorite content creators are Kev on Stage and Angel. That chick Angel. And I actually for years, I just used to watch Kevin's stuff. And then, of course, Kevin, he's great about bringing people into his universe of people, Angel and Tony and Tahir and all these different people. So you get to know people through his, kind of universe of content creators.
Love it. Yeah.
And then I learned about his podcast with his wife, Angel, and her husband. I used to love TBTB.
Yeah.
And so they used to do, cool they did that one live. Then he and then he and Angel now still do their podcast. Here's the Thing.
Okay.
Every week. And I ended up paying for his Patreon last summer, and I'm still on there.
Come on.
I was only paying it for the summer because he was taking a summer break, and the only content they were creating was on their Patreon. And I was like, all right, I'll just give y'all the funky $5. Here y'all go, so I can watch y'all this summer. And it was the summer he and Melissa were renewing their vows. So that was not last summer, the summer before last.
Oh,
and I'm still paying them that funky $5 because it's good. They go live every week. The day sometimes has to change because they are very busy people, but they're like, we're going to make sure you get this live.
Wow.
And
that
so
is a really good
it's such a great format to have these two comedians sit down together. They talk about pop culture or whatever. They have that great energy bouncing off of each other, and it's live. So you also get the component of their audience.
Be able to chat in.
Correct.
Oh, I love that.
So then I meet people and I'm like, hey, I know you from the stage crew. They're like, yeah, you're stage crew too. And I'm like, that's so crazy.
These are the things. That whole ecosystem you just described is another cheat code for somebody to really think through.
Yeah.
Especially if you're established, you've got a large following already, and you're trying to figure out where's another way that I could be able to kind of, bring people closer, bring them into my ecosystem, give them a name.
That's right.
Stage crew, it's like so dope. And then, reward them with content that is exclusive to them,
that they're paying for. So they're getting stuff that's exclusive.
That's absolutely
I got to watch their wedding live.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's part of why I paid for it. I was like, we get to watch their vow renewal live for $5? I was like, I'm in.
No.
I'm in. There was all kind of celebrities walking in front of the camera.
That
I'm
value
like,
proposition
hey, that's so-and-so.
That's off the chart.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy. Ridiculous. That's a no-brainer value right there. It's like for $5.
That you see why I did it. For years I have correct. For years I had been watching for free.
And even if you were on, if you paid for another 2-3 years, you still feel like I just paid to watch the wedding. Honestly, I paid to watch the wedding. Is it $60?
We watched behind the scenes of the wedding. We watched the wedding. We saw all kinds of celebrities. Tabitha Brown was there. Jackie Aina was there. I'm like, this is great. This is great.
Last episode, we talked about CTAs and offers and delivering value. I'm just thinking of this scenario in the context of that last episode. I'm just like, that's crazy.
And Kev makes that CTA every time he's always going to make the CTA on his podcast episode. He'll be like, now y'all know that y'all been watching this for free for how many years? I'm like, yeah, he talking to me. He talking to me. He's like, y'all the same people who go to the restaurant with your friends and be like, we gonna split the bill, knowing you're ordering champagne. That person ordered fries, but y'all all gonna split the bill.
Oh,
or you not putting in nothing. You just eating off the plate. I was like,
Kev does such a great job.
He does a great job. He keeps the comedic, but that's real though. That's so real. I was like, all right, you can have the funky five.
And Kev is he has several kinds of content that he employs.
Correct.
Podcast.
Yes.
Live.
Yep.
He does the reels.
If you're in his Patreons, you get vlogs.
You get vlogs.
You get vlogs. Whoa. So I've seen behind the scenes of so many things.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
For $5.
So again, there is no shortage of the types
of content that you can do.
You got video podcasts, you've got live streaming, you've got talking head, you got lifestyle, correct. You've got reels, shorts, you've got, what's the term I'm looking for? The thought leader types of content, right? Where you're sharing your perspective and views on a particular thing in your niche. There is no shortage of content. Yeah. I want to say this last one, and then we got to jump, but when you're, especially for the thought leader types of content, and even if you're doing like a reel or something like that, one of the things that I've found to be wildly successful is where you're not necessarily talking to camera, you're talking to someone else, and the camera is capturing that perspective shot. Okay, it delivers a couple of different things. Okay. One, I'm just talking to someone else, and most of the time I'm just answering questions right off the dome. So it really drives home the fact that I live this. Yeah, this isn't like I'm not. Yeah, it's not studied. It's not a script. Studied. I live this. So it gives that perspective, but it also, number one, somebody wants to interview me. Right. Somebody wants to hear what I have to say. Kirk. Right. And then there was a controversy around that. There was. Talk to me. I want to hear this. I'm sorry, I'm messy. I know. There was a very popular, I'm not going to say her name because I'm not that messy. Very popular creator who presented herself as a thought leader. And it was always this interview style video. I mean, she put out thousands of those things. Oh, snap. And then years later, someone who she had disgruntled relationships with her ex-employees. And one of them came out and said, y'all know it's never anybody talking to her, right? She's just sitting in an empty room. She's just sitting in an empty room looking away from the camera. Oh no. That's terrible. And it totally ruined her credibility. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm telling you that to say don't do that, friends. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. We just mean if you have the opportunity to... If we're already having the conversation, then you want to capture that. Okay? My word, that's terrible. Fake it. Don't fake it. Don't do that. That's loser behavior, okay? Don't fake it. But the other thing that perspective shot does is if you're not faking it, right? The other thing that it does is it's like you're giving people a window in. Yes. It almost feels like I shouldn't be hearing this. Correct. Somebody captured this and they're making it available for me. Yeah. And I'm so grateful. Yes. And so there's that component that you're playing up on with that kind of content. Those are some of the types of content that are out there. Let us know which one of them. Did we talk about like long form, like YouTube type content? I don't. Video podcast, kind of, but no, you will hear that said as well. Long form, because these days there's so much short form that I don't want people to forget. No, there are still people creating long forms of video. Killing the game. Yes, they still are for to-dos, tutorials, for all kinds of stuff. Absolutely, and there's a component for that as well. So I'm glad you brought it up, because with shorts and reels, anything under 60 seconds, there is a potential for AI to mimic it or duplicate it. Good point. And so because there is this huge tension, people want to know that it's real. Yes. This is one of the reasons why I chose this format for what we're doing, because this is impossible for AI to do. Correct. It is impossible to get 20, 30, 40 minutes of back and forth. Yeah. It's not possible. They're doing that now. AI podcasts. They can do them audio only, but not video. Correct. Yeah. And they're not good. No, I don't like it. Me personally, I do not like it. They're not good. I don't like it at all. And I want to say that as well, because some people are like, man, AI is going to replace us. Actually, AI is making us more expensive. AI is like, so, because if the base level of content is, if AI takes up that base level, then the next level up is real people. Okay. And the next level up generally, like Kev on Stage, it's behind a paywall.
Behind a paywall
of some sort,
right?
And so there is a pay that goes along. If you want to watch two experts really sit and have that conversation.
Correct.
You're gonna actually have to pay for that soon. Otherwise, AI is just gonna do those little that kind of because it's that fake stuff. I'm not a fan of it.
I'm not.
But I do think that there is an opportunity for creators, especially if you're just getting out, you're just getting started. There's an opportunity for you to really sink your teeth into the content that works for you, the content that feels natural for you, and really allows you to be consistent. That's one of my major components or metrics of when you're selecting a type of content that you want to deliver. What will allow you, what will enable you to be as consistent as you possibly can. So if it's writing, go for it.
Right.
If it's pictures and music and if it's vlog style, if it's lifestyle, if it's in edits, if it's long form, if you have the gift or curse of gab like I do, then you do it like this.
Yeah.
And so live streaming might be for some of you.
Yeah.
Talking head.
Or another type.
Yeah.
I know I keep saying we gotta wrap it up, but
I want to hear this.
Doing something while talking.
Oh yeah.
Right? To keep your audience engaged. I mean, the best at this, I don't care what anybody says, is the makeup tutorial girls of the aughts. Okay. Yeah. Those girls and the natural hair girls, they'll be doing their hair for like an hour.
Yes,
they're just talking to you. Yeah. Talking to you about anything and nothing, which is crazy to think about. They're for an hour, they're actually just talking to a camera. We're not in the room with them.
No.
But they're just talking.
Yeah.
Jackie Ina, Natural 85, these girls were like sitting down for hours, talking to camera.
There's a guy I follow on YouTube called Blacktail Studios. He makes tables. He does wood furniture.
Okay.
And he's just talking.
And he's working.
Entire video. Yeah, he's working. He's doing different things. You're seeing, and he starts to talk about. But there are times where he's just talking randomly.
Yeah, exactly.
And I eat that thing up.
I love it.
I absolutely.
I love
it. I'm just sitting here thinking to myself like, wow.
That was a great way to build community with these people too, because you feel like you're talking to a person.
Yeah.
And yes, they are a skilled person. They're showing you a skill, right? For sure.
Absolutely.
I anything I know about makeup is probably because of Jackie.
Let's
real.
go.
But I also learned a lot about her life as a vet. I learned a lot about the fact that she's the eldest daughter and connected on that eldest daughter of immigrants.
Those are touch points
of connection. So then when she came out with her highlighter, I bought that joint.
Yes, you did.
Right? Because I spent hours
of course
learning from her and feeling like I was talking to her. So you have to think about like the end goal of some of this stuff and like what's going to work for you, what's going to build community. And if you're just starting, experimenting is perfect. Experiment as much as you can. Try all the different stuff while hardly anybody is watching. That's
the best part.
That's the best part about nobody watching you right now is you get to try it all, see what works for you without the pressure of thousands of eyes watching.
My word, because I can tell you right now, I've got some content when I first started that's terrible.
Whack.
It's garbage.
Whack.
I'm so glad nobody was watching.
Oh my God, if you saw the edits that I made on some pictures back in the day. Why is the grass neon green? I don't know. Why did I do that? I don't know.
Praise God for context. But listen, I say all that to say we also were beginners at one point too.
Correct.
So you have permission, y'all.
Yeah.
You have permission to poke at it, to feel your way around, to get it wrong, and to feel it, and to say, yeah, this worked for me, this didn't. Just because it worked for somebody else, even somebody that you follow, somebody that you respect.
Exactly.
Even if it worked for them, it may not be your thing. So you want to make sure you get a chance to do that, man. Whew, I hope that you guys are going to do what we asked you at the beginning. Let us know in the comments below what kind of content you are gravitating toward. Which one are you going to try next? We want to hear. Leave those comments below. Definitely want to make that plug yet again. Make sure you're following both of us. DM us if necessary.
Yeah, for sure.
The Taina Nixon, Kirk R. Nugent on Instagram. Definitely do those things. And listen, fam, get the show notes, the episode guide. Don't miss out on that. Ton of value, next steps, summary, action items that you can take, and you can put those things into practice today. But this has been another episode of the How It All Works podcast. We're just giving you guys some context around what are the different types of content.
Yep.
I'm your host, Kirk Nugent. This is my lovely co-host,
Taina Nixon.
Family, this has been fun. We'll see you in the next one.